Before I get started, me and Ben did a video over on 1VSP looking at this year's sack race. Check the link in the description and go and subscribe to us over there. It's completely free over on 1VSP.com. Right, I've got a name I think it is worth Manchester United looking at. We know we've been lacklustre in midfield. I think that's probably a little bit of an understatement. We need a viable alternative and potentially partner to Casemiro in midfield. I believe Sophie and Amrabat is our first choice. I don't know how long that window will stay open. I've done another video about Ryan Gravenberch, looking at the potential of Ryan Gravenberch to be an option for Manchester United on loan from Bayern Munich. I just thought I wanted to do a third option as well, and this one's unlikely because of the cost involved, but I think the player is probably worth the outlay if we can get it done. The situation as it is, Manchester United need to find someone who can progress the ball. Amrabat is the quality standout option for me in that, but whether or not he's available and gettable in this window is another matter. Now, at 22 years of age, Manu Koné has had a very impressive couple of seasons in Bundesliga. He's got him praised and the label as one of the most complete midfielders, and he hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down in that. Now, Koné is a little bit of a jack of all trades, which some people see as a negative, and I don't. I think it's a bit of a positive. He's got quality on the ball. He can be a competent offensive threat for Manchester United, and he's an absolute machine when it comes to pressing and winning duels, something that United have suffered with this season. Now, Koné does all of his work in the centre of the pitch. He is capable of leading attacks. He is fantastic at transitioning the ball from defence to attack. And he's got a little bit of a swagger about him, in a good way. Because I think you need a lot of confidence to play for Manchester United. I don't think it's a team that you can go and play for unless you're very sure about who you are as a person. I think that sometimes can crush a player when they come to Manchester United. I don't think that would happen with Koné. I think Koné's got a bit of swagger about him in the same way Onana's just got this aura about him. I think both of them are Manchester United players, and I think that's why I've brought this option up, because I think it's a player that would really, really add something to Manchester United. And as soon as he came here, people were like, oh, yeah. And Martinez is exactly the same as well. Now, there's some interesting stuff about him. Like, obviously, very accomplished player. Hilarious when he gets pressed because he's so good at evading the pressure. Very composed. And in his professional career so far, he has never had an error leading to a goal, and he's only had one error leading to a shot. That's a mind-blowing stat for someone that is heavily involved in their team's build-up and heavily involved in leagues where they press the living shit out of you. His physicality is a massive part of his game, and he often outmuscles players, gets his body in between himself, in between the opposition and the ball, he really imposes himself physically in the middle of the park, and he can often drag his teammates up the pitch just by driving with the ball. His dribbling ability is absolutely sensational, but there's something about his dribbling ability which is really interesting. He's got this mad knack of winning fouls, and when his team's under pressure, you can say he goes down a little bit easy, but he's drawing the foul. It's not like he's diving. He is drawing people to come and boot him and to stop him because he's so effective with a dribble. And when he gets to slow the game down like that, that dribbling ability into drawing a foul, it absolutely takes the sting out of a game. It's a massive positive trait that I don't know how you introduce that into coachability or a game plan. It's just something he does. And there's knock-on effects which are really, really positive for the team. You know, being able to dribble out or even win fouls just completely removes a lot of pressure from a team. Allows for resets, allows you to slow the game down and get it going. Well, how good is his dribbling? Well, he's in the 97th percentile. He's in the top 3% of all players when it comes to dribbles attempted and succeeded for a midfielder in the top 5 leagues. He's elite, right? He's genuinely elite with it. And United need an elite dribbler, someone that is press evasive, someone that is able to carry the ball out from the bottom third through the centre and deliver it into the final third. I believe that's why we chase Frenkie de Jong so much. I also think that Frenkie de Jong was probably giving Ten Hag the eyes at some point and was trying to sort out his ridiculous contract situation with Barcelona. I don't think he ever said no directly to Ten Hag. I think it was kind of like, let me try and sort this out rather than anything else. But dribbling is a massive part of that play. And being able to drop deep, collect the ball, evade the press, dribble through the thirds, progress the ball, deliver it to somebody in the final third, is literally what United don't have at the moment. Now, his ability to turn around, operate in tight spaces and escape those markers, mixed with the power, his first steps, his long strides that allow him to eliminate and breeze through defensive lines with ease, push the team forward. Koné is class. He averaged... Oh, hang on. Is he any good defensively, though? Because, yeah, nice one. We just signed Mason Mount. He's really good at, like, evading the press and this, that, and the other, and he's a bit of a pressing monster as well. All right, okay. Koné averaged the most tackles and dribbles per 90 for his team in the league last year. That's what you call an all-action midfielder. Now, he has got a wide range of skills. He is unquestionably, in my opinion, ready for the type of football that is played by some of the big boys in Europe, especially the type of football I believe Erik ten Hag is trying to implement at Manchester United. He does have the ability to drop deep in the build-up. He loves to get on the ball and dribble through the middle third, progressing the ball, knocks it out wide. He's got signs of showing that he can dictate the play, which I think is, you know, that Michael Carrick-esque trait that I think United have really lacked in recent years, just genuine quality on the ball and someone who can set a tempo in a game. But he has got the ability to switch play, which I think is a massive underrated trait of any midfielder. Now let's get to the bad part. He's valued at 40 to 45 million. The reason he's valued at that is because he's a top player. And that price is only going to go up. So I'll bring him to this list to say, look, if you don't get either of these two through the door, Amrabat, Gravenberch, well, let's go for someone who should be a long-term target for Manchester United. Someone that you know is going to hit the very peak of football. Why not go and get him? Now, of course, it relies on outgoings, which seems to be like kryptonite to Manchester United at the moment. But this kid's the real deal. His physicality allows him to integrate into the Premier League very, very straightforward. The physicality in France is comparable to the Premier League. The speed in the Bundesliga is comparable, if not quicker, than the Premier League. This kid's ready. Physically, he's ready. He can cope with that. He's got the technical ability to play. The speed, the stamina. He can still improve, but he's on a level where he would be fine right now. He is projected to be one of the best midfielders in Europe in the next few years. You're going to see him snapped up at Juventus, Barcelona, potentially at Bayern Munich. This is the player that you get right now and take him to the next level. He would take United very, very far. Be a really good signing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We all know the realities that face the club at the moment, whether or not getting him is feasible or realistic, but let me know your thoughts on him as a player and how he would fit at United, because we all know the issues getting him signed would be. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.